Okay, welcome to iNewz, everybody. It is that time once again for a new show. Yeah. So today, before I get into my announcements, I'm gonna do this a little bass backwards because I like to change things up. Um, First, of course, we have Mr. Wolf on my one side here as my
Hello,
co-host.
it's me.
Hola, hola desde Panama. Okay, actually, you're the UK. Never mind. Forget it. That doesn't work. And I'm a little loopy because my sleep schedule is completely funky. So yeah.
You normally take about half the show to lose it. I'm quite impressed that we've started that way.
What do you mean? Just to be loopy?
No, just generally to lose the plot. Not that we ever have a plot. Somebody asked
No,
earlier if we scripted these things, but
if we scripted these things, we would be like, Bensky would probably be the happiest tuna kitty in the world if we scripted things. But
probably.
that's so
But
boring.
you and I wouldn't stick to a script if we had one.
No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't. So our guest for today is Miss Sophia Larkspur, who's been with us for like freaking forever. And just as a disclaimer, so everybody knows, I am wearing little Miss Larkspur's top and her pants. No, the troll is not hers. Just FYI. But top and
Is it?
pants are hers. And she
You,
sent me
you,
sneakers, but I refuse to wear them.
you said disclaimer. Is that
Disclaimer.
because you're trying to explain why you're wearing such flowery and pink stuff?
I normally don't wear pink and flowery. You should know this. Hi, Sophia.
Hi, how are you?
Hi,
Hi,
yeah, do
everybody.
join in at any point. I'm wearing a top from Sophia as well. So yeah, we're dressed in theme for the show.
I dressed Alenia from my spring collection.
The spring
Can you tell it's
collection.
spring? All springy and flowery.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry. I only have two seasons down here: rainy and hot.
yeah.
That's pretty much it. I don't have a spring.
I
Everything's
said
always blooming here.
I said a few days ago that Lainey is the only person I know who has binary weather. It's either on or off.
That's pretty much it. Pretty much it. Okay, so let me get my announcements out of the way so that we're all good to go, and then we're going to chat with Miss Sophia. Okay, so first of all, announcement is if you did not read the forums this morning, I put up a post for all of our plus parcel people. I am so sorry, but we use a different credit card processor for our actual plus parcels, and that one is actually connected directly to our bank. It's all sorts of neat and cool and whatnot. Anyways, so they made some security changes, and so we have to comply with their security changes. So everything that was supposed to go through yesterday did not. They got absolutely nothing from us. So we are going to be fixing that up real quick, like a bunny, over the next 24 hours, getting that all set up and running again. Um, so that's announcement numero uno. I'm trying to think of what my second announcement was Firestorm users. Okay, so a couple of episodes ago, I told all of you that Firestorm was going to stop maintaining the OpenSIM branch, which they have officially done. What this means is if you are using Firestorm 5.0.11, you will encounter issues. You may not be encountering them just yet, but they will crop up to bite you at some point in time. Over the last 2 weeks, we have been dealing with login issues. We've been dealing with appearance issues, inventory issues. Everything is related primarily to Firestorm 5.0.11. So if you're using it, all I can say is you really need to downgrade to 5.0.7. It works well. And I know that a lot of you are going to hate that because you love Firestorm, but this is not a decision that InWorlds has any control over. So I am asking you, instead of sending us support tickets asking us to fix your issues because you're using Firestorm 5.0.11, please just downgrade to 5.0.7 and make your life and our life a whole lot happier and better. So that's your two public service announcements for the day today. And so if you know any plus people, please tell them to bear with us and we'll figure something out for all of our plus people because I know that they lost their parcels and everything else, which really sucks for them. And we'll try to get them placed as quickly as possible and probably a little bit of compensation on top of that, just because it's going to be a little bit of pain for them to do everything back over again. So please let them know that, and we will definitely work with them as much as we can. All right. So any announcements from you, Mr. Hartnell?
Nope, none this week.
Wow. What's with you, huh?
I've not been very well, to be honest. I've
Oh,
been
okay.
the last couple of months. I've not been able to sort of stay awake for more than about 5 hours at a time. So it's
It's
just
probably
been.
all the colds you get there.
Yeah, it probably is. It's been really weird weather, actually. We've been getting we're supposed to have another heat wave, or it's going to snow and freeze. Nobody seems entirely sure. It's got very, very strange weather here at the moment.
Told you, binary. It's beautiful.
I know. We should all move down with you. That would make things a lot easier. And then
It really does.
we should just occupy that building you're in.
It can be. Dude, there's 2 buildings and they're practically empty. I kid you not.
But if we do that, I mean, the temptation with any problems we've got is we'll just come up and knock on the door. I mean,
No,
it's
you
bad
knock on my
enough that
door
people
and I'm gonna let
IM
my
you.
dog have you.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, you see that dog in my lovely profile? He's still very much alive and kicking, and he loves to terrify everybody.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, he's good at it.
Yeah. But other than that, the weather does sound appealing, I have to admit. So does the view. It does sound really nice down there.
Have you seen my pictures?
I've seen some of them, yes.
I know. It's awesome here. Awesome. Although today it's really, really windy, so I had to close up the house and turn on the AC so that I could do the show because I was sitting here before the show and my hair was literally whipping around my head as I was on the computer. I'm like,
that's
like
what you
sitting
get
in a
from
hurricane.
right by the sea. Yeah.
So that was pretty. So I said to the other half, we need to close up the house because the wind is literally howling, and you guys won't hear me over the wind. No, Benskew, I don't need storm effects. I have enough of them as it is. We're sort of in the in between part where it's trying to become a rainy season versus the dry, windy season that we have. And so it's like this tug of war. Some days we get like rain and it really, really wants to rain, but then it just sort of peters out and says, screw it, I don't feel like it. The next day we get like this massive wind and we're like, okay. So it's a tug of war right now.
I've just realised that Lexi can't be in the audience because you've been talking about wind for a couple of minutes and Lexi hasn't said a thing. And it's not out there. So that's weird. That just isn't
missing
right.
our little Lexi. What's up with that?
I don't know. I'll have to go chase him up afterwards and find out what's happening.
Yeah, chase him down. Hey, you missed all sorts of fart jokes. What's up
Indeed.
with that? Right?
I feel Sophia's possibly, sitting there thinking, why am I here at this point?
Oh no, I'm fine.
Sophia knows me. She's been around me for years. She knows what I'm like.
But my dog is already supplying them.
Oh, isn't that okay? True story. My dog, my lovely big bull mastiff. I don't know about anybody else's dog, but my dog, if anybody farts and he can hear it, it freaks him out. He does these silent ones. I kid you not, he does silent ones, but they're deadly, right? Because they're silent. But then the next thing, I'll be sitting there watching TV with my daughter, and then he'll be laying next to me, and suddenly you'll hear him fart, and he gets up and he looks around like, that wasn't me. I don't make noise. It freaks him out. It's so funny. It's great. Okay, there I covered for Lexi. Got it done.
Well, that's good. I listen to this conversation sometimes when we have this shows, and I remember that this goes like on the InWorld's homepage for people that are wondering about joining InWorld's. I'll watch iNewz and see what it's like. This is our founder. This is the person that runs InWorld. See how cool we are?
Okay, do you really want me to be a stuffy CEO? Because that would just really suck.
I don't think you could do that if you tried, but please don't.
Okay, I'll try not to. So anyway, Sophia, you dressed me as a pink tulip.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, a pink tulip and lots of flower. And just here's my other disclaimer: you guys will never, ever, ever, ever see me wearing anything like this again. I love only because I'm not into florals. It's just my thing. But I gotta admit, I put this on this afternoon before I came to the show, and I love how it fits my shape. Most of the time, I'm like dinking around with mesh and my shape, trying to make everything look right and fit and everything else. And yours it just did a really nice job. Really nice. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously I'm wearing we just got the alpha layers? Yeah, the alpha layers. But even when I do that on my other mesh and whatnot, I still got to fiddle with my shape just to get everything to meet up properly with the mesh where it should.
Well, I would like to take all the credit for making the mesh, but I can't. I purchase it full perm and I draw on it. So.
Well,
I think it's pretty cool that people can do that.
Mm-hmm.
It opens up a lot of things for people that are good designers, but not sort of technicians. People that don't know how to do the technical stuff. I think
I've had a few people, say, "Well, you should learn Blender." I'm like, "Well, it took me 10 years to learn Paint Shop Pro, and so at that rate, I'll be dead before I'm done."
Well, I think
I don't think I'll be around long enough.
in my experience, I've tend to find that the artistic sort of creative designer kind of people are frequently not very sort of comfortable with using something as technical as creating mesh.
Yeah.
So these things tend to work better when you've got a partnership of somebody that can create the mesh components and somebody else that can make them pretty.
Right.
Oh, okay. So, I was just gonna say. So, what are you wearing? Is that also part of your spring collection?
No, the
Oh.
spring collection
No,
is all
she just dolled me up. That I see how it is.
Well, actually, I'll tell you, I was wearing what you're wearing, but you didn't want to wear a skirt, which is what I had in the package for you. So I had to hurry up and change
this is all
it.
my fault that I didn't want to wear a
Of course,
skirt.
it's your fault. Yeah.
So I hurried up
my
and changed it,
gosh.
and of course I didn't want to wear matchy, so
We could have been Bobsy twins.
I know it, but I just changed into something else.
So
It is
okay,
mine. It's not part of the spring collection.
okay. So now I hear rumor that you're doing work to help Mike with the Ruth Bento avatar. Is that right?
Yes, I'm wearing Ruth right now, as a matter of fact.
Ooh, she's wearing. Let's go check this out. Okay, I don't mean to do that. This is gonna sound really bad, but I'm not gonna try to zoom in on your boobies. Just FYI, okay?
Okay.
I'm not
Well, it
either,
looks
just for the
good.
I
record.
can't see where you're looking anyway because I hate that. You ever have anyone say to you, do you see enough? And I'm like, I don't know, I was AFK.
Yeah.
I have had that happen.
Oh, that looks really, really good. So, okay, so who did the skin and all that for?
The skin is mine.
Mm-hmm.
The jewelry's
Cool.
mine. The clothes are mine. The hair is not mine. The shoes are not mine. The nails are mine. I love the nails.
I'm going to zoom in on. Okay, this is going to look really bad on my viewer, but you know what? Just deal with it, people. Look at those nails. Wait, put those back down there. Get your hands back down there. Okay, there we go. Oh, those are cool. I like those. That reminds me of when I used to get my nails done like that. I used to have a lady who did real nice fine nail art on it. Oh, I've never found another lady who could do it like she did. Bummer, man. Anyways, yeah, those are very, very cool. So that's the Ruth avatar. Wow, it looks nice.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping Bensky's actually zooming in on Sophia for this bit. Otherwise,
I also have
peering at their screens really close.
Because you know the Ruth avatar is 100% modifiable. I mean, by using your sliders, because it's and so some people aren't comfortable creating their shapes, and so I actually have some shapes up too for people to wear as a base shape, and they're modifiable, so you can tweak them. Because
nice. That's awesome. That looks actually really, really good. It looks really, really good. It's such an improvement over the old Ruth.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she was bad.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Everybody sprinted to the finish line. We all need starter avatars. Nobody wants to look at Ruth. Nobody.
And the hair.
Ruth.
Ruth's hair.
The hair
made me cry.
Right. I mean, serious.
No, these are not the Ruth feet, Daz. I'm sorry. These are actually different feet.
Yeah, because you can tell that they're moving and whatnot. They have their own.
Well, the Ruth feet, unfortunately, don't fit any of the shoes we have unless you have unrigged shoes.
So what we need to do is we need to tell Mike to make all the Ruth feet super small.
He knows, but he's got a lot on his plate.
Because every woman seems to think she has to have tiny feet, although anatomically
we need to be able to wear the shoes.
You know, one of the things I always thought was brilliant about virtual worlds was that they're so much simpler. They're so much easier to do things in virtual than they are in real life. You know, and I mean, somebody once actually asked me to create scripted dust and a vacuum cleaner that we clean up, and I refused on the basis that I wasn't going to make virtual any more complicated. I like the fact that it's simpler, and yet I sit here thinking, it's still as complicated for girls in virtual as it is in real life. There are just so many things you have to think about, and it's so long to get dressed and choose things and nails, and it's just like, it's you've defeated the whole purpose of virtual for me, the simplicity. But I guess it's just human now.
And it all depends too on what you like your look to be, you know.
Right, but on the flip side, in the virtual versus the real, as a female who used to do her makeup every day, get her nails done every week, and get her hair cut every freaking 4 weeks, which was, there's things that you cannot do in real life that you waste more time on to go get done, like going to get your hair cut, going to get your nails done, doing all those things as a female. So now I'm very carefree. I don't care about any of that anymore because I don't have to. So it's beautiful, right? So now my virtual, well, let's not forget the waxing. Tiana. Absolutely right, Tiana. But we're not going to talk about waxing because we like our male viewers. Let's just keep it that way. Anyways.
They could never handle it.
Never.
Well, no, you know what? I've seen a lot of guys are doing manscaping now, and they're waxing their backs and their chests. Like, we thought we had it bad with our legs and nether regions.
Right.
Welcome to iNewz, everybody. We cover all the important topics. I have to say,
wait, Judy, how many clothes do you have in your inventory? I mean, I am probably the least dressed woman on the server as far as how many clothes I actually own. And yet somehow I still manage to find outfits.
Oh, I have a lot of clothes.
No, well, you're a fashion designer. That would probably be the reason why. I'm just saying, you know.
I have clothes. I look in the folder and say, "Oh my, why don't I ever wear this?"
You know, it's kind of like the Anel DeMarcos problem, you know, with the too many shoes.
I wish I had that problem, but okay.
No, you know, I seriously own a pair of tennis shoes and flip flops, and that's it.
Oh, I mean in InWorlds, not in real life.
Well, in InWorlds, I run around barefoot. The only reason I wear flip-flops here is because when we go out onto the terrace, we get all the sand blown in and all that, so my feet get absolutely dirty within 10 minutes. It doesn't matter how many times we clean the terrace. It's just the way it is. So I have to wear flip-flops when I'm here.
It's a hard life over there, isn't it? I mean,
I know.
to have to wear flip-flops because the sand gets blown in from the beach. I couldn't do that. That sounds like way too much hard work.
Yeah, that's a rough life right there.
It's a hard knock life for us.
Hey, and on the girls having way more outfits than boys' point of view, can I point out, Ellie, that you criticised me, I think, on the third iNewz for wearing the same pants I'd worn at the second one, was it? See, I couldn't even wear the same pants. I wore a different top, but that wasn't good enough. I have to wear new clothes all the time.
No, I didn't say you have to wear new clothes all the time, okay? I did not say that. But you do need to change it up once in a while. Thank you very much. All right, that's all I'm saying, because I know you men have an issue with finding. We covered this. How many episodes ago?
What's the point? I mean, we do have a problem finding clothes. I mean, I actually enjoyed going and looking around Sophia's store earlier. That she's got a men's store, and there are so few of those. And there's a really good range of stuff. So
we're getting more though. We have new menswear designers coming in. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah. No, it is
not threatening to come in. That is really good. He's not here yet.
Do your women a favor. Go shop. Sophia's
who us as men? All right, yeah, we look pretty for our women. Yeah.
Yes,
but I will say
because they like it.
There are some men that are real fashion plates.
This is true too.
Yep.
Yes,
I've known a few. I've known guys that stand on a clothes stand for hours.
No, I mean, I'm far more inclined to go shopping for clothes in here than I am in real life. In real life, I think I own sort of, 4 pairs of identical trousers, about 8 identical t-shirts, but I'm aspy, so I don't have to make choices. It's kind of like a uniform. But in here, I do actually enjoy going shopping for men's stuff once in a while. So I just tend to wear the stuff I really like.
Even in virtual, I hate actually going shopping.
You're unusual.
I know I am. I know.
Yeah.
I know. I do all my shopping via online, unless it's grocery shopping. And margarita mix shopping, because margarita mix shopping is very important.
Who's making you wear dresses, Tiana? That's cruel.
I don't make you wear dresses, Tiana.
That's cruel and unusual punishment.
Right?
Nobody should make Tiana wear a dress. like lose a limb if you try and do that. Anyway.
Jeez. Anyways, so yes, that's just horrible. Okay, so men, go shop at Sophia. She has a men's section.
She does.
Go shop.
I have a separate store for the men.
Oh, you got a whole separate store. Where's your shop located? Do you have like the linky that you can toss into the things for everybody so that they can?
No, I have a landmark. I didn't think to bring my link.
What's
But
the?
it's in my
it's a poem.
pics.
What's the region name? And then people can find it from there if they can
It's
pick it up. From there.
on Albany.
Okay.
Ooh, Albany. Oh, see, content gotcha.
Oh yeah, he's got me.
Look at that.
Yep.
And Judy's got you in the HUD. Well, Judy has everybody in the HUD. I mean,
Mhm.
you have to be brain dead to not be in the HUD at this point. Just saying, Oh, okay. So by the way, Tiana, how's your bird doing? Is it alive or dead? Oh.
Dinner.
For those who weren't there for it, a bird flew into Tiana's house and crashed into a window, and it died. And then, of course, they were talking about making it into dinner.
And apparently, at some point in that conversation, Elenia was telling us that her mother runs into windows regularly and knocks us out. I'm pretty sure that's what she said.
Poor Maya's getting picked on. Wait, no, Maya does not run into it. Oh, although the wind could possibly blow her into them because it's pretty windy up there.
Okay.
But her problem is that she gets birds that fly in and out, and then they land. They actually get stuck to her ceiling. She's got bird feathers up on her ceiling, and she'll wake up in the morning. She'll be like, "How did the bird feathers get on top of my ceiling?" And yeah. Anyways. So that's the real story. Although Wolf wants to pick on Maya, and I'm going to tell Maya you picked on her. So the next time you put in a support ticket,
I bet you my forum posts will start getting blocked again now. That'll be it.
Probably. So you have only yourself to blame. See, I'm fair game.
I always
Now
have
I'm gonna
myself
lay
to
down.
blame.
All right. So now the spring collection is out, which of course I have binary weather, so I really don't care about. So when you do this and you do the painting now like this, do you have a HUD for changing the colors? Like I have a lot of mesh that have HUDs and okay.
No, when you do that, you have to increase your price according to the TOS by the creators of that particular mesh. And I'm one of those people that I script as little as possible, so I never use vendors, and you know what I mean. And I just I sell them for a really reasonable price.
Okay,
and go from there.
confusion. Why do you have to raise your price if you add a HUD to change the colors for the colors and patterns that you work to put onto the same mesh?
Because they service people who create clothing. They create this full perm clothing and service people who create clothing. So they do that to protect their customers. So I can't sell something for the same price so someone can't sell something for the same price that I'm selling it for when it's actually 5 colors. You know what I'm saying? And it's actually 5 outfits and not one.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, got it. I was
Nice.
just curious. Although, I mean, it's kind of a good deal because honestly, I
And
like
they don't
having-
make you, they don't make you like double the price if you have 2 colors, but they do make you add something to it,
Right. Okay. I was just curious. See,
It's always
I
the
don't
issue.
do,
I think
I
people
don't do
in-
clothing.
No, people in all kinds of. I mean, Till gets the same thing when she buys the full permission plants and things and comes to use them. There are all kinds of license conditions about how you can use the items that you buy, the full perm stuff that you buy from other people. And sometimes it's about making sure that you don't sort of squeeze the market or
Right.
Well, we
Because they
understand
try to
what's on
protect
our
all their
landlord.
customers. Yeah. They
Yeah.
want to protect their customers who are the people that are creating
Yeah,
the clothing.
exactly. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Missy Kitty, no, it's not the vendor, it's the people that make the full perm mesh.
Yeah.
I love how we have such an interactive audience.
Yeah, it's good.
Great. I have to tell you guys are always awesome when you're here because we get questions that we don't think of asking.
Well,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to explain it. I'm going to try and explain another way for Tiana because she's confused. I think she's confused at me.
I
I
think
think
Tiana's
it's-
easily confused.
Oh, well, she does
See?
say it's easy, but I do think I think it's something that comes up for a lot of people. And
This mesh that we're wearing right here, these models come from Underground,
Mhm.
and I buy the model and I create the clothing and I sell it for one price. If someone else comes along and they create the same clothing, not the same obviously because they're drawing it, but they create clothing and then they add colors by using a HUD, they have to increase their price for that, according to Underground's TOS.
Yep.
And yeah, so if you're buying one color, it's one price, but if you're going to buy 10 colors on a HUD, it's another price. And they require the increase per color to a point. I don't know if there's like a point where they say, okay, never mind anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
I think what they're doing. I mean, there are some people who sell full perm stuff and they don't really care what you do.
Right,
with it.
there are.
But there are others, and I think it's particularly true in a very, very high competitive, high demand thing like clothing. I think that what they're trying to do is they're trying to regulate that sort of sales business to keep it fair for everybody. It's a strange thing to do for us that have never worked with that, but I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
No, it does. It actually, I mean, we do the same
That's
thing.
the whole point, is to make it fair for their customers, or try to make
Yeah.
it a little more fair.
Yeah, like we do that with even though we have, people who have like, our landlords who have massive amounts of land and they get a certain discount. But we also said that this is what they have to charge for land in order to not undercut everybody to the point of losing money.
It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that way, even a person who comes in and just buys a region should be able technically to compete with somebody who's got 40 regions. Technically.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our own little thing. So, all right. Okay. So did you bring any other clothes to show everybody, or am I the showcase model here?
You're the showcase model. Well, I mean, I don't want to be changing my clothes. And I kind of did try to.
Crew, you don't.
You never know what could happen, especially with wearing mesh, But
Hello, I had invisible legs. I know exactly what can happen. And then my tatas were hanging out, and it was just scary. So yeah, and I did that on my home region. Thank you very much. Oh, there was another announcement. Don't let me forget at the end.
Oh, okay. Bensky said that he was going to maybe show a few pictures of things.
Perfecto.
And I think that's probably the best way to go.
Yeah, some contact shots and stuff. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that'll probably go for that
two
bit
different
we
colors.
talked about.
What's the other color, Rain?
Yeah, pink and teal.
Teal.
The whole
I'm not
collection is
teal.
pink and.
She's wolf.
You have teal on your pants.
I was going to say I'm the only person that's allowed to wear teal, but that.
Did I modify my mesh outfit to fit the Ruth Abbey? No.
I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
No, I can't. This is from Underground. I can't modify the outfit, but I went to Second Life and bought it so that I could have the fit mesh version. So yeah, I mean, if you look at it that way.
Nice. Awesome.
I have you can do that if you just sign up on their website and ask to do it. So
awesome.
Yeah.
It's good to see that creators like that are open to having things outside of SL and being able to do their own thing with it and allowing other people to expand on it and do it legally so that it's not copyrighted.
Well, Underground is now on to the fact that we have Bento here and coming in. So yeah, they did just change that so that we could bring the stuff over. It used to be, I forget how much it was, but it was a lot. It was like 10K in Second Life, which is like twice of what 10K is here. And to be able to license to do that, but they actually let you do that for free now. You can only take it to one other grid, and you have to sign up and register with them to do it.
I think
that was very nice of them.
That's one of the things that I'd love to see more of in InWorld, is people bringing in the sort of the kits and the components for creators to be able to make.
There are a few other creators in Second Life as well that will sell you mesh models that you can bring over. I mean, you have to upload the mesh yourself,
Yes.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, definitely. So, okay, so that actually brings up a good point. You like the kits and stuff. So, my newest little project that I've been working on IDI that I was working on last week, and I haven't had a chance to this week because my sleep schedule has been like, and I told you I'm loopy right now. Is I'm working on a bot AI. Now, the bot is going to basically be able to handle simple questions that I program in for it. But the neat part is it will have a full language construct.
Cool.
So it's a little bit time consuming, and but it's really been kind of cool. I have a little bit of an issue. It was like echoing everything everybody ever said, and I finally got that all sorted out. But anyways, and it's gonna look like me. Surprise! But that will also get released to anybody who wants to use it for free. I don't know if you guys are aware, but I do have a bot project that actually does. Yes, Judy, actually, it won't speak Taiwanese, but it will be able to understand various most common typos to try to decipher your question.
Wow, that's AI.
Yeah, it's actually been a lot of fun so far. I mean, there's different scripts for basically everything. The neat thing is that when, even though the English language is very, very difficult, it is actually very structured. So once you know the structure of the English language, it's actually quite easy to break it down into its actual parts to understand it and what the person is asking. So, and then you put those words together, and essentially you have a question, and you have then figure out the answer. And being a high honor roll English student, as I was all the way through school, plus I was a speed reader as well, it's very easy for me to break down the language and figure out what needs to go where. So it'll be able to answer questions. And that will be released for free for everybody. So like store owners, landlords, etc. There'll be a config card in there so that you'll be able to configure your own questions. Obviously instructions, because it won't be exactly easy, but you won't have to mess with scripting. It'll just be a config card of what your most common questions are, what your most common answers are, and it'll be able to do all that work for you. And of course, everything that I do, I give out free to everybody, so you guys can do what you want. The other thing is that, if you don't know, I do have the actual simple bot. Those are the bots like my little musicians and whatnot that are sitting over on the current IDI. All of those are free. So if you guys want a simple bot, it'll work. Especially for models and whatnot.
Might be worth pushing that. Might be worth pushing that out to the people at the Roleplay Hub too, because they were asking when all that was put together about being able to have bots that could answer and direct people with simple questions. So the guys that are over there would really be interested in that, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so content. What was your question? Will it handle Yoda speak? Don't tempt me. Do not tempt. But it's going to be open source, so if you want to code it for Yoda speak, because Yoda speak is actually it's just as structured as the English language, literally. So there you go.
Janet's going to program a pirate. I can see it now.
Speaking of which, I do have to admit, I got to finally see the Last Jedi, and I had such a giggle over Yoda. Such a giggle, but I won't spoil it for anybody. Anyways, so okay, my other announcement that I had, because we're getting ready to wrap up, because Sophia's spring collection, so you need to go over to Albany. You men need to go there. Women, you need to get the spring collection that I am currently wearing, which is, it's adorable. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not a floral girl.
I also have a brand new tribal. Like I love that sexy tribal stuff. I know it's not everybody's favorite, but I love it, and I have a brand new one of those over.
Ooh, I like the tribal stuff too, so I'm good with that. Really, I'm good with that. Okay, so I had the announcement, and then I just completely, utterly lost it. Oh well. I guess that's just the way that rolls. It is what it is, right? Right. Oh, no, I remember. Okay, so everybody, I had Zauber do a little bit of work on the scripts for our No, it was a simple thing that we needed to fix. Okay, so I know you all have been complaining about no freebies on IDI. I don't know if many of you are aware of this. There are actually freebies available on IDI if the merchants come and put them in the bins on the street. So there are bins. If you walk down the street, you'll see bins, and they have little prims on the side of them. And you put your object and your land and your texture in there, and you have to make sure that it's copyable. And you toss it in there, and it will stay in there for 30 days. It will IM you when it clears out the box, so that you know to go refill it, or somebody else will take it. If these bins fill up, I will fill up the other bins on the other side of the square, so that there's more room for, there's roughly 3 on each bin. So there's 3 sides, and you'll see the prims are black bordered with white inside. If they're white inside and they have no texture on it, then they're empty and free, and you can just toss your stuff in there. So it's just a texture and the object. So the object will be, yes, as a matter of fact, Bensky, that will be the system to keep our mentors from having to clean up IDI like we used to have. Each store will have these prims in order to hold the merchant's goods. So you'll have the picture that shows what the item is. They get the actual item, and then in 30 days it gets wiped out, and you are notified. So guys, I know that there's, and if there's a problem with it or whatnot, you can get a hold of me, you can get a hold of Zauber, we'll figure it out, fix it. But just remember, it has to be copyable. I think that should be about it. So they're just freebies, and you can't charge them for it. So it is doable.
I had thought that they needed to be copy transfer.
Yeah, no, I think they just have to be copy. Yeah, copy transfer. Copy transfer should be fine.
See, that's why you don't see too many in there.
Well, but they're freebies, and originally our original ones were copy transfer.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't go put anything in there like I can't. Like, for example, what you're wearing, license wouldn't allow me to.
Exactly.
You find some of they're freebies. You're not looking for somebody. You don't want to give them your latest and greatest. You want to give them a reason to come to your store.
Yeah. It's a limitation, but it's not an unreasonable one.
No. So yeah, so I own the bin, so you have to be able to transfer it to me, and then I have to be able to transfer it on to them. That's why it has to be transferable. But so but you can make it no modify. That's absolutely fine. No modify, just transfer and copy, and you guys will be fine, and you can put them in there. And that will be the case for the new IDI when it comes up, because quite honestly, I know a lot of you sometimes get a little irritated because of that, but you have no idea how many floors I replaced in IDI originally when we had freebies, or how many stores I actually replaced. I had the entire IDI in my inventory at one point in time just for replacement copies of stores and floors and ceilings that were returned by the mentors every time they had to go clean up the stores. So the goal here is to make it easy for you as the merchants, and easy for us so that we don't have to clean up after you guys. We're gonna have a small parcel where people can change and res their boxes out, and then after like 20 minutes, everything gets returned automatically, and that'll be good. So that's the whole plan there. Yeah, Rain did that. Rain deleted a couple of stores. I can't tell you how many times Arc deleted my floors and streets and lamp posts and tables. It was just a nightmare. So that's the plan. But yeah, you can go and you can use it now. As far as hogging the bins, please don't. Just be considerate. I mean, obviously, if you have something for men and something for women, take 2. That's fine. 1 in each. If you have different categories, let's put it that way, okay? That's fine. And like I say, I'll just put more bins out if we need to until the new IDI is done, and we'll add more sections for them to do. And I can probably even go into the actual onto the mesh buildings and whatnot as needed. So please do not do that, okay? I mean, don't hog them. Just be fair to everybody, because they're limited right now. But I'm more than willing to add more if we need to. So do that, and when you land at IDI and you're in front of the church, go left, follow the street, make a right like you're going to Cafe du Monde, and all those bins are right there on the street there, and you'll see them. So please use them. Please feel free, because our mentors would love to be able to tell people, hey, let's go look at the bins and see what free stuff you can get. Really, they like doing that. They really do. So. I was just asked in private. Yes, mentors can put their freebies out as well, because they are also creators. That's equal for everybody. Doesn't matter. So that's fine. And like I say, will IM you? I did test this. It will IM you and tell you that your stuff is being removed. Okay. So I think that's my last one. My last announcement. I think I'm done. Anything you want to add, Wolf? Anything you want to ask?
No, I think one of my favorite questions to ask people with virtual, and particularly when it comes to this show, is to say, what would you like to see come to InWorlds? If there's a sort of a feature or an idea or a particular type of creator, what would you like to see, Sophia?
I
If
like
you could
Tiana's
think of one
suggestion.
thing. What was that? Flamethrowers.
Flamethrowers.
Yeah, I think there's an awful lot of people in InWorlds that need not to have flamethrowers, actually.
Why? Are you afraid of what okay, real story, Mr. Man won't let me have darts because he's afraid that I'll shoot them at him.
Would you? Are there circumstances under which you would do
Not
that?
the steel ones, no.
Okay.
Those are the ones I'm not allowed to have. I have to have the rubber tipped ones, according to him.
Right. Yeah.
He's mean.
Are you somebody who does a lot of things by accident?
No.
Maybe breaks things. Okay. Well, then I can't see his reasoning. I mean,
however, my youngest daughter is a whole totally different story. So maybe he's really telling me I can't have them because she might.
Well, aside from giving you lethal weapons and the idea of flamethrowers in here, Sophia, what would you have if you could add some kind of feature or content or whatever that you think we're lacking here? What would it be?
Well, I just posted on the forums the other day about how I love to see regions in a separate column on transaction
on the
history.
transaction history, yes.
Actually, Jim's going to be working on that. As a matter of fact, I've got him going into the web code tonight to help work out on that problem for the plus parcels. And he said that if he has a little bit of extra time, he's going to toss that in there so that you guys can see where it is. Because we do have
I bumped the wiki or whatever wiki. Is that what it is? I can't remember. But the scripting thing.
Mantis.
Mantis, yes. I bumped the Mantis yesterday too. Other than that, parcel privacy probably.
Yeah.
I just think that has a lot of use and a lot of people ask for it.
Yeah, we actually do need it a little bit better. Okay, so here's a concept. I do want to ask everybody. I would love to have your input because I'm really kicking this around a lot in my head. Once we get the plus regions fixed, one of the things that I've really thought about is doing a commercial district within the plus regions.
I think that's a good idea too. Really good idea.
I mean, it's just an idea that I'm sort of toying with. But the only thing that I can really think of that I would limit it to is that if you are a plus commercial district merchant, you must give a plus discount of 10% or 20%. I'm not really sure which way I want to go with that. That way it makes it for them to shop there easier. It's right there on their parcel or on their region, and they can just go do their shopping right there, and you get to make money.
I think Zalba makes, I mean, he'll be able to confirm, but I think Zalba makes vendors that will pick up on the whether it's a plus.
Yeah, he does.
A plus person, so you can get vendors from him that will actually let you sell stuff with a plus discount. That would make a lot of sense, actually, and I think it would help pull the plus regions together a bit and give another reason for people to be there.
Exactly. I think it's just a matter of getting them really to tighten up and be a nice little place where they can really hang out. Yeah, and Zauber does make those. It's called Alpha Vend, just so everybody knows. They've been around forever because Zauber's been around forever. And so they work really, really well. So yeah, that's just another little idea that I'm toying with because we already have the code there. It's just a matter of tweaking the benefits versus versus the actual residential. So yeah, and I'm also thinking of taking out the randomizer and possibly, if anybody is willing to do this, if I've got any volunteers, we really need to update our houses on the lovely plus areas. They're outdated at this point. Harry did a great job, and so our other residents who donated did awesome jobs. I'd like to see some mesh style housing going up because it's a lot easier on the viewer. And if you guys have got some nice, a couple bedrooms with a kitchen, small enough to fit onto the parcels, that's perfect. Because one of the things I would like to do is I would like to set those up as freebies on each parcel or on each region. So they just go, they pick which house they want and they plop it down, boom, they're good. Or we can just code it so it just, boop, there you go. That's what you get. Cottages are great. Anything that you guys, Harry, that'd be awesome too. So I really want to get out of the prim build and more into mesh. It's not that I hate prims, don't get me wrong. I love prims, but you can do so much more with mesh. And it saves on the viewer load. So If you've got some stuff that you'd like to donate that you don't mind us using, I would love to take it in. Please, 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 please. Yeah, it really does, Bensky. It gives them more. They only have about 1,200 prims to play with on each parcel, which is really a good deal, honestly. But still, and then if we can, if that works out, I'd like to get some of the commercial store type things that are mesh that they can just pop up and there they go. They're good to go. Just little ideas. I'm always thinking. Bensky, a 21-room palace is not going to fit unless you can shrink it down and you expect them to be an ant while they're running around through it.
Well, they could live in your region-sized Stargate spaceship. That would fit on one of those plots.
Oh, there we go. Well, yeah, we'll just rent out Bensky's spaceship.
Yeah, just rent out rooms in that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, if we had ants, then we could make frogs and people could run around trying to eat the ants. I have a very warped mind. Okay, my loopiness is starting to come through.
Starting. No, I didn't say anything.
Yes, you did. I heard that. Okay, so everybody, once again, visit Albany, go see Sophia's store, especially you men, because you really need new clothes. Us women like you looking good. Just the way it is.
We try.
And Sophia, thanks ever so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me.
You poor lady, we've tormented you. Now you can tell everybody else, don't do it.
Nope, I'm good. Wasn't too bad. I'm used to working on the, off the cuff.
That's what we do all the time. Somebody's got to do it, All right.
I thought for a horrible moment you were going to say I'm used to working with children. But
that would be all right too.
Yeah, I don't know. So not so much.
Age ain't nothing but a number. Oh yeah. So next month, everybody, so the great blue Frenchman Yadni himself will be here on the show. We're going to be talking about his build Mont Saint Michel, which is going up this month onto a region because he's given it to InWorlds, and so we're going to be putting it up and talking about it and everything that it means to him. As you know, he's left virtual worlds and whatnot, but he's coming on because Mont Saint Michel is definitely his pride and joy. So
I remember Yadni from Second Life when way back when I was there.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a really good builder.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah. And just so everybody knows, Teal don't put anything on my coffee table in front of me here. Just FYI.
Why?
Because.
Okay. You have plans for it.
It's a surprise.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a surprise. Anyways, so be here next month and we'll have Yadni on. And I've already told him he's not allowed to swear, even though he's hilarious to listen to when he's in a mood. Hey, it's a frog. Woo! Thanks, Sophia, for being here. Wolf, as always, thank you for being the lighter side of things, because I can't possibly be any lighter than I am. And don't go there. Just don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm not saying a word. We don't have time.
And everybody, thanks so much for coming and asking great questions and having a lot of fun with us. And again, if you guys have those things that I need, please toss them on over to me, and we will see you again next month. Everybody, have a great time until then.
Enjoy.
Bye, everybody.